Hey everyone, Jason here, digital marketing consultant, and in this video, what the heck is digital marketing and how can you use it to grow your business? So timestamps below along with some other helpful videos if you decide digital marketing is for you and your business. Let's go ahead and kick things off with what the heck marketing is in general and then distinguish digital versus traditional. So all marketing is, for our purposes, is the process of creating meaningful relationships with potential customers, right? Obviously, at the end of the day, we need people to actually know our brand, like our brand, and actually trust us to do business with us. And that's what marketing is designed to do. So digital marketing is going through that process in a digital format, right? So online, whether you're looking at doing Google or Facebook ads, you're looking at just posting on LinkedIn or Twitter, or you're creating blogs or podcasts or making videos like this one. So that all falls under digital marketing, whereas traditional marketing, you're doing the exact, your objective is the exact same. Instead of doing things online, you're just using billboards and TV ads and direct mail, right? And if we go all the way back, you're standing on a soapbox in the middle of town telling people about a sale in your store, right? So whatever it may be, marketing is just designed to connect you with potential customers so that they eventually know, like, and trust you, and of course, want to do business with you. So the big advantage of digital marketing over traditional marketing is the ability to track. We all know that Google and Facebook do their creepy big brother thing and track everything that we do online. Well, as much as they can, right? Because big data is how they make money and how they serve digital advertising. Well, the good news is with digital advertising, you can tap into a little bit of that, whereas traditional media, you can have a billboard or you could do a TV ad, and you don't really know how many people actually wound up buying your product or service or checking out your store as a result of seeing that giant billboard or seeing the television ad. Whereas in a digital format, you can actually track down to the exact headline, down to the exact Facebook or YouTube or Google ad that actually got you a sale, that actually got you a site visit, or someone actually coming to your store if you're doing some advanced tracking. So digital marketing gives you a lot of transparency in where your ad dollars and marketing dollars are going, whereas traditional marketing can't really give you. Speaking of ad dollars, when it comes to digital marketing, it actually winds up being a whole lot cheaper than traditional. I mean, just imagine for a second how much it might cost to put up a billboard, to run a television commercial, or send out 1,000 flyers, right? My dad had a small business, and every other month we would have a family meeting and we would literally for hours just stamp all of these postcards for the direct mail, right? Well, the good news is you don't have to spend hours doing that, even if you are on a tight budget. All you have to do is spend $30 to $50 on a Facebook or Google ad, and all of a sudden you get a couple hundred clicks or a couple thousand impressions that's people seeing your ad, and you know which headline's going to work, which picture or graphic or product offer is going to get you the most attention and, of course, the most customers. Now, it's important to remember, before we go on to who digital marketing is specifically for, to remember that in all of marketing, it's about connecting with real people. It's so easy to get caught up in all the numbers, the impressions, the clicks, the LTV, lifetime value per customer, or cost per acquisition, cost per action, CPA. And remember that we're connecting with real people here. So speaking of connecting with real people, who is digital marketing actually for? Well, if your customers are on the internet, then digital marketing is for you. And then I know that sounds a little facetious, but at the end of the day, it's about figuring out where are our ideal customers' attention already, and then meeting them where they are, and of course, naturally bringing them over to our site or our physical store to learn more about our products and services. Now, depending upon where your customers like to hang out online and the type of content they like to engage with, you have 5 different big strategies. Now, there are, of course, a lot more than 5, but we're just going to use these 5 broad categories. We have digital advertising, we have content marketing, we have social media marketing, we have native advertising, and then of course we have email marketing. So almost everything you would do online falls into one of those 5. So let's go through each one individually and what they're good and not so good for, right? So the very first one, digital advertising, I know it's advertising, but we're just gonna include it with marketing here, bear with me, is really good if you're trying to get sales right now. Now the big disadvantage of running ads on, say, Google, Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn is they can be quite expensive because all the other business owners are trying to do the exact same thing. And so all of these work on an auction model where you bid cost per click or cost per acquisition or per 1,000 impressions. It depends on the platform and the type you're doing. We won't get into that, but essentially you bid against other business owners in order to have your ads show up in the Facebook newsfeed, at the top of Google search results, in the LinkedIn newsfeed, or just as a promoted tweet, right? So this is really great for driving direct sales. While it does require a larger budget, say $1,500 to at least $2,000 a month if you actually want to be effective on any of these platforms, minus YouTube. YouTube, you can get away with like $500 a month, but I digress. So you do need a sizable marketing budget in order for digital advertising to work, and you're going to see customers a lot faster than some of these other ones. Now, the second one on our list is going to be content marketing. So this is going to be something like creating a blog, creating YouTube videos like this one, or doing a podcast. And this is where you're creating media and content and posting it for it to be organically found. So for example, with a blog post, you might create a blog post on how to, fix problem X. And problem X is something that your ideal customer struggles with a lot, right? So you post that on your website, and then hopefully with a little bit of SEO magic, you're able to rank that particular post on Google. So when someone who your ideal customer goes to Google and types in, how do I solve problem X? Hopefully your blog post pops up and you start that brand building and awareness process. The similar things happen with YouTube, and of course podcasting is great, but there's not as much discoverability with podcasting. So number 3 is going to be social media. And this is where you're creating content and you're posting it on social media, hopefully getting some organic reach. Now I should note here that Facebook is pretty much dead when it comes to organic reach. You're pretty much going to need to pay for advertising if you're doing anything on Facebook, but other platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube and Pinterest still offer a tremendous of opportunity for you creating posts specifically for that platform and them organically being found. Again, just like with content marketing, you're creating content that would engage your ideal customer or prospect, and of course, starting that brand building awareness process. Now, this next one is going to be native advertising. Now, what's different about native advertising is you take a blog post and you essentially pay for views to go to it, and you use something like AdRoll or Outbrain, and this is an advanced strategy, so I won't go too much more into that, but essentially you're promoting your blog post. And the final one on this list is email marketing. And this is where you collect emails so you can send emails to your list. And this is actually the most common and the most powerful marketing strategy on this list, because the first 4 were all about grabbing attention and building awareness, whereas this one is about building a relationship. So most of the time what you'd wind up doing is having a blog post or an ad and eventually asking for their contact information so that you can follow up with them via email, because obviously it's a lot cheaper to send out emails than it is to pay another round of Facebook or Google ads to get in front of the same person over again. So hopefully this isn't too overwhelming. That does it for a brief overview of what the heck digital marketing is, how it's different than traditional, some of the advantages, and then of course the 5 main types. And if you're still watching, go ahead and hit that like button, because now it's time to talk about how to get started with digital marketing if you're on board with giving it a try. So the very first thing, the most important rule when it comes to digital marketing is the power of 1. I know you might see other businesses and influencers in your niche seem to be posting everywhere. They have 12 different Facebook ads. They're doing something on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Pinterest, on Twitter. They have a blog that's posting like 3,000 word articles every other day. And that's great, but you need to start with 1. Everyone who's successful long-term pretty much follows the proven formula of choosing one platform to focus on and then expanding from there, especially if you're not delegating this to someone who's already on your team. So the best way to get started here is going to be choosing a content marketing platform. So content marketing is the best long-term strategy, because as you create videos, podcasts, or blog posts, those are going to perform better over time. Whereas if you go straight into advertising, well, as soon as you stop paying, the traffic turns off, right? So you want something that's going to begin to build like a nuclear power plant, where you're going to have a perpetual stream of new customers and leads from what you're doing now, as opposed to just having to continually pay for gasoline, right? So that's the main difference between the two. So start off with choosing either to blog, doing YouTube videos similar to this one, or doing podcasting, and just focus on that and go as hard as possible to become as close to the best as you can, and then ask people to join your email list inside of your content pieces. You won't do this every single content piece, because then people just kind of get annoyed, right? But every 5 blog posts or every 6 to 7 YouTube videos, we'll do something like we'll ask for an email address in exchange for some sort of cool free offer. I'll link up in the cards in the description to a video that goes through all of that funnel building process and lead generation, list building process. So for now, just keep in mind that you're going to focus on one content marketing platform, and then every 5 to 7 posts, no matter what you're doing, you're going to be asking for that email address so that you have a free medium to follow up with them and eventually sell your products and services. And then after you've done all of that, then go ahead and look at an advertising platform to start learning. But it's really important that you stick with the power of one. You choose one content marketing platform, and then you choose one advertising platform, because as much as it would look like a good idea to try everything at once, there's simply not enough time in the day, and you're going to be much more successful long-term focusing on one. So thank you so much for watching. Sincerely hope you got some value out of this video, and most importantly, you have a much better understanding of what the heck digital marketing is and how you can use it to be successful with your own business. So hit that like button, subscribe for more marketing tutorials just like this one, and until the next, keep building the business you love.